Welcome back to the Hyperbolic Coding Chamber. We are back once again. The confines of time find us twisted within each other's fates, and here we are yet again, connected through a few pixels, but maybe by soul ties as well. But we are back once again. We have actually a ton of comments, so actually, no, maybe we don't. Actually, let me double check. I think we have a ton of comments, so we're going to jump straight into it. Actually, yeah, we're not going to jump in anything. People click off when I say jump into it. So, yeah, you have a lot of comments, so we'll see how much we can get through. From Peter Peterson, the legendary Peter. This is top 3 Peters, by the way, North America. Oh, I felt that. Wait, what day is this? 173. I felt that struggle. I solved it via recursion in Java, 7 milliseconds runtime. Goated. But it took me some nerves today as well. If you want, I could share my code on your Discord and I could try to explain it. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I'm not a native English speaker, and I might misspell some things that could lead to confusion. Anyway, thanks for the video. Then whatever, keep going. Yeah, I appreciate that comment. I'm not. This problem has stumped me many times. I try not to look at too many solutions or have the surprise broken because it can mess me up. Or I for some reason just don't learn when I get the answer too easy. But this one, something is off about this one. This one doesn't. Something is off about that one. It doesn't feel like I'm missing something. It feels like it doesn't feel like I don't understand something. It feels like I'm missing just a core piece of knowledge. I should just read more about base conversion, but something just feels nutty. I've done a lot of other problems like base 7, base 16, converting back and forth, but something about this one doesn't work, and I don't get it. But yeah, we'll see. I think I have to see. I'm pretty sure there's a comment here that mentions it as well. I don't know if I'm gonna read it though. I don't want to get spoiled on the solution. Oh wait, we can see this problem as converting the decimal number system 10 base to a date. This is true. This is true. I think this is basically what we're doing. We can keep dividing our input by. So we're not dividing by 26. Actually, I think we are. Let me check. We are dividing by column number. I guess I don't understand. This problem is not really base 26 though. Or there's something else going on here that I feel like something's missing here. Something doesn't make any sense. I changed this to output Z for 0. And here we get AZY. When I search up base 26 conversion of 701 online for this value, I also get AZY. But for some reason, our output here is supposed to be ZY. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I feel like there's something I'm not understanding about what's happening here. Yeah, I don't understand. I think I'm having some interference basically because I think I'm having some interference. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe the way I do base conversion is incorrect, but there's a bunch of other problems that we did base conversion on. I used the same method and it worked fine. There's something about this version that doesn't make any sense. In fact, the sister problem of this Excel sheet column row, I think, is another version of this problem. Let me keep thinking, Hugo. Chubo, I respect. So we have a comment from Chubo. I respect your work ethic. Have you considered doing it on? Hey, I respect your work ethic and profile picture, brother. Online hackathons. That would be interesting. What do you mean? Like game jams? What mean hackathon? I don't know of any regular hackathons actually. So yeah, I don't know. I guess the only hackathons I know of like hackathons for games, but I don't know of any ones that are like similar to. They have LeetCode hackathons. That could be cool. We have from Goku-san with I think a picture of an Oni NG animation, but I'm not exactly certain. Respect the grind, man. I'm doing my own projects as well, and it's hard, but it's worth it. Hey, we are in the trenches, brother. Let us grind. Feel strong, man. We have Handy X, legendary Cowboy Bebop profile picture. Hats off to you, man. Keep on grinding. You too, brother. Hey, got a lot of supporting comments today. From Ashes of Osiris, ChatGPT looking real nice. I've been messing with it a lot. Thanks for shouting it out. True. We have 3 things to say today. ChatGPT, ChatGPT, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is up next. And yeah, someone has to stop the people at OpenAI because we are about 1.76 weeks away from AGI. So it's been nice existing before the singularity. So yeah, it's been dope. So hey, there is approximately 6 weeks until the singularity. I agree. It is true. Yeah, I was using it even more. Yeah, I was using it to learn about some trigonometry yesterday. It was actually really useful. Just being able to ask like, what is the relationship between sine of x and cosine of y? No, sine of y and cosine of x and stuff like that. You can read about it online on Stack Overflow and other math places, but you just have to read so much just for one answer. You're just looking for one answer to unblock you so you can keep making progress. And sometimes it can hallucinate some answers, but we also hallucinate answers. Is the neural network hallucination factor a special way of saying creativity? That's the real question we must answer. And from RM, finding my recommendation, I'm right there with you on LC grind, trying to improve my trash LC skills since a lot of interviews are required. Do you have any recommendations for books or reading material? The grind has chosen us, but we choose the. Trying to improve my trash. Same. Do you have any recommendations for books to read? I've only read. I'm still reading Algorithm Design Manual, which is a banger. But I heard Elements of Programming Interviews is also a banger. I don't feel like CTCI is too flames, like cracking the coding interview. I feel like it was flames when we didn't have many materials out, but something about it seems too. Cracking the coding interview feels more like you're already silver or gold or platinum at programming problems and you just need a quick refresher because there's a lot of things that just kind of skip. But I don't know. Bless up, RM. And then from the Grishman, I think you should spend more time analyzing the problem because most of the time easy questions have easy solutions. True, but we tend to miss some small clues given the problems. At first, I used to jump right in to find the solution and come up with a relatively complex solution for a simple question. But when I started analyzing the question, I started finding the solution quicker. I agree. True, this is a skill I'm trying to work on. Appreciate the comment, Grishmeister. True. Yeah, more work to do type beat. This is true. Yeah, some of the problems I'm looking at, well, it's been interesting. Some of the problems recently, it's been easier to just kind of, for example, there was a couple problems we solved over the last few days where I didn't have to read the full problem to solve them. And I think that's a good sign because it means we're underneath the hood. The decision tree is mapping to some universal property between problems. But those are mostly super easy problems now. So maybe, hopefully, we can get something like that going for other, the more difficult concepts and problems and things of that nature. But I appreciate the comment. It's very sweet. And we have Vibakar Solanki. TypeScript, interesting. I usually go with Power C++, believe I've been doing AOC and Rust. Rust is up next. Never tried it though. How is it? Yeah, I meant to do Advent of Code, but I'm not certain. It feels like we should do Advent of Code. It feels like we should. And then return to LCO when we can't. It feels like we should be doing it though. But I'm not certain. We already do an hour of LeetCode. If I start doing I have enough code, the channel LeetCode every day wouldn't quite make any sense. We'd have to add more time. But I'm thinking of adding another daily task to complete. So the time perspective is falling apart, I guess. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing another daily thing. I did daily art for a while, and it was very rewarding. But I don't know if art, drawing is the wave there. Maybe we could do something. Yeah, I'm thinking of adding one more thing to the daily thing, but the schedule is not exactly perfect yet. I'd like it to make sure that that this wouldn't compromise what we currently have going on. So it wouldn't make sense to add one more thing. Wouldn't make sense to add one more thing when the current thing isn't fully in set. Although an hour a day has been working pretty well, there's been a lot of concessions to be made to make that kind of work. 2 hours a day would be a lot to work on something else. There's something about doing it every day that takes your spoons. Maybe there's something called spoon theory, where you have like a specific amount of spoons per day, and each time you do something, it takes a number of spoons. Like showering takes 1 spoon, work takes like 6 spoons. Maybe you only spawn with like 7 spoons, and then maybe showering and working takes all your spoons. Then it's hard to do anything that's hard. Then you can dip into tomorrow's spoons, but then if you dip into tomorrow's spoons, then you're already in a deficit. So then tomorrow you have 6 spoons, but work takes 7 spoons, so you're already negative. So it's just a mess. That being said, there's something about when I first started LeetCode, I couldn't make something about when I first started, which is very difficult, which I'm experiencing more recently, but not too bad. It was just difficult to start, and I thought this resilience would transfer to other areas, which it sort of has. The ability to focus on something has definitely transferred over. However, the resilience to failure has not transferred over to other things. For example, when I first started LeetCode, having the problem fail or not being able to solve the problem is very frustrating. Later on, it just kind of became like, oh yeah, we're trying to solve the problem, and we're just going to fail, and it's okay. But other things, difficult to accept. It's just hard to come into contact with failure. So I think the flames things about doing something every day is always coming into contact with failure, which is pretty good, because then it's just like, I already failed 1,000 times, so failing one more time isn't that big of a deal. So that's what I'd like to do, one more thing every day. And this thing I'd like to do is something I'd like to be better at, but the only way I can get better at it is by exposing myself to more failure. However, it's something that's hard to complete it in one day. For example, you can do LeetCode every day because the problems are relatively bite-sized. At most, even at the top level, it might take several chunks of hours to solve a problem, but it's still kind of time-boxed. The other thing I'm considering, not so much. So we shall see. I'm not exactly certain where we go from here. But I do know is that the universe ends in a couple of weeks, probably whenever OpenAI releases GPT-4. So we have to enjoy our time while it is still around. And so, also, thank you for everyone who left all the comments. I feel like I might be unlocked by what Hugo said here, but in a way that doesn't give me the entire solution. So we're probably going to jump into it. And we're going to do an hour. And so we're going to jump into it. Make sure to join the Hyperbolic Coding Chamber Discord. This is a legendary Discord. We have hundreds of thousands of members, and you should join because we just got some more resources from big tech. So you should join before we run out of resources again and you won't be able to join. So be pretty dope. And we're just going to jump into it. So I'll click this, click this. I think we should be good. So, oh yeah, we were doing some nonsense here at the end. I was just testing something, but we had a version that I think what I'm thinking of in terms, I remember reading something about something just doesn't make sense about this. I'm not exactly certain. I guess what I'm trying to do is the regular method where you can just do 26 for each place. For example, if you have something like zy, you can say that z, right, we have two places. This y would be 26 to the 0, right, times some value, and then we'd have the same thing over here. Would be 26 to the 1, right, times some value. There's something I'm not understanding. If we wanted to represent, for example, when we have binary numbers, we have something like 1, 1, 0. We have 1, 1, 0, right? This would represent 4, 2, 1, right? Which means 1, 1, 0 is represents the value 6. Since 1, 1, 0 represents the value 6, 1, 1, 0 represents the value 6. But in our case, something strange that is happening is that you can represent a value two ways, which is why we're having overlap. In the original algorithm, when we get zy, in my current algorithm, it can be represented in two ways. Or 701 can be represented two ways, right? And it makes more sense if we add one more place here. let's just say we add a, right, which maps to 1. This would now be 26 to the 2, right, times value. In all of these values, right, the value maps to the symbol. A is 1, Z is 26. So what we're really saying here is 26 to the 1 times 26, right? And then here with Y, we're saying the same thing. 26 to the 0, right, gives you 1 times 25, gives you 25. That adds to 701. The other version of my algorithm was returning AY. And the issue is that 26 to the second power actually gives you 676. Since it gave you 676, 26 to the 1 doesn't go into the number anymore, and you would just add 25 from 26 to the 0. The issue here is that you can represent one number with two arrangements. Whereas in binary, there's only one way to represent 6. And the numbers preceding that value, all those numbers preceding that value can sum up to that number. All this to say, I think there's a way that I'm going about this that doesn't, the mapping where we're getting more than we need to. I think what I need to do is turn 26 to the power is fine. I'm not understanding. Even now, I guess I should return it back to the original solution. Oh yeah, I forgot. We had something like if value was greater than 0, then we would do the thing in here. Maybe just the way I do base conversion doesn't make any sense. Maybe I actually have no idea. But I guess I don't. I don't understand is that this method works for other. Its method has worked for base 7, base 16. So I don't understand why. Or maybe the test cases haven't been good. And now I'm seeing my method has flaws. Let me try adding a test case. Like 26. I'm presuming we'll fail on 26. Yeah, I think this problem is not. I don't think this problem has anything to. Let me check something. Yeah, I realize now this problem is not about base 26, and I think it took me forever just to realize that. I just plugged the answer. I just plugged the. Oh wait, no, never mind. Let me double check. I'm going to put in 26. I don't understand. We get AZ plugging into another 26, and base 26 is AZ. But they're saying A is 1 and Y is 25 and Z is 0. If that's the case, then we're basically saying what I'm saying. But the answer should be A. I'm getting the same answer as another base 26 conversion. I'm convinced this doesn't make any sense. I don't think this has anything. At this point, I don't think this has anything to do with base 26. It sounds like you just divide by 26 over and over again, and that's the letters that come out. Maybe that's why I can't. I've read the solutions for this problem before. Maybe that's why I don't get it still. So I'm trying to force this problem to be base 26, and it's not. I think they just share a similar solution space in the beginning. So maybe we'll just do all column number greater than 0. And we'll let output equal an empty string. And we'll just do column number or output or equal or say column number is equal to column number mod 26. Then we'll say output plus equal string dot from car code. And we'll say a value. We'll use 64. We'll use 65 plus if value equals 0, we'll use 26. Otherwise, we'll use value. I'm going to be honest, I'm definitely writing anything right now. I'm a little frustrated. Let me stop trolling and just think. We just have to divide the number by 26. So while a common number is greater than 0, then we have to keep doing work. So we'll say dividend is equal to column math.floor of column number divided by 26. It wouldn't actually be that. Do we actually want is column number mod 26, which will give us the actual letter. If the letter index equals 0, then the letter was actually Z. Now, what would you subtract it by? It would be Z. If we had 28, right, we modulo 26, we get 2 remainder. The 2 remainder would be the letter B. So we do column number minus equal letter index. Here we do 26, and I guess here you do Is there a reverse function? I don't remember. I don't think there's a reverse function, but we'll say reversed is equal to, or we'll let S equal to the output string. And then we'll just reverse it ourselves. I don't understand. I do not understand this problem. I've tried this problem so many different ways. I guess it's the same way every time because I can't see. Getting ZB. ZB. This doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, I've tried the reverse thing before. I don't understand this problem. I've tried this problem so many times and I don't understand what is going on at all. I'm going to revert this to my original solution. I think I did something for like let power equals 7. Power is greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus. And then based on the place, we'd see how much this is equal to 26 to the power. I know that value would be equal to column number divided by place. But here we would floor it because we might get nonsense values. If it goes in, then we had something like that. If value is greater than 0, then we'd subtract column number minus equal Yeah, I don't get it. I'm reading the solutions, but I still don't understand why people are subtracting. I still don't understand why we're subtracting by 1. Yeah, this is the same thing that happened 3 months ago. I did spent a bunch of time on the problem. I read the solution. Like, no one is saying why we have to do n minus 1. A corresponds to 1 instead of 0. I think we're just going to have to move on. I don't understand this problem. Maybe this will be the final boss that we do later on, but I think we spent too much time on this problem, and it seems to be some sort of off by 1 thing going on. But yeah.